everyone. Hop on, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. My name's Norma, if you haven't met me before. My channel is about reinventing yourself after 50. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I apologize. I hope that you can hear me okay. I was wanting to go live outside because it's so beautiful today. And I got all set up and I got a phone call. That's why I'm a few minutes late. I got a phone call that I answered, and as I'm on the phone call, my neighbor's mowing his yard. So if you hear a lawnmower, that's what's happening. And of course, he's on my side. But hopefully, it will be just for a few minutes and it will be a little bit more peaceful, a little bit more quiet. So, well, hello, is it Sagar? Hello, welcome again. I'm so glad you're here. I'm doing wonderful. I was just saying it's so pretty today. I wanted to be outside, and so that's why I set up outside today, but my neighbor is mowing, so, and he happens to be like right on our side mowing, so it's kind of loud, so I apologize. I hope y'all can hear me okay. But anyway, that shouldn't last too long, but thanks for being here again. How are you this week? It is. It's really, well, you know, you have that warm climate also, right? It's very warm here, but I mean, I like that. So that's perfect. I think it's in the 90s today, maybe like 94. I don't know. Not too bad. It's actually really nice. But thanks for being here. So today, oh, that's my dog. I think the FedEx guy just left something, so my dog does not like any visitors. He doesn't like delivery people, the propane guy, anybody really that he doesn't recognize the vehicle. So anyway, he'll calm down. Yes, I bet it is really hot in India today. You're probably even warmer than it is here. And we have a lot of humidity because I'm on the coast, so it's probably a lot of humidity too. Yeah, the rain definitely helps to kind of keep things a little cooler, doesn't it? I love that. But so today, another reason I'm outside today is because my grandson, so I'm going to back up a little bit and kind of give a little information on myself. I am here showing people how they can reinvent themselves when you're over 50, because that's what happened to me. When I was in my job, I had been in dentistry for 35 years, and for 35 years, I'm not sure what that means. I'm not sure what your body count. I don't know what that means. I would answer that if I knew what that meant, but I'm not quite sure. So I had been in dentistry for 35 years and at my job for 22 years, this last job, and my boss came in one day, told me he was going to cut my pay. And it was going to be by a third. He was going to take a third of my paycheck. And I didn't want to do it anymore. Like, I had been working 10-hour days. I was tired. I didn't like the position I had been moved into. And so I was at that point where I just said no. Like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to continue to work long hours and do it for less money. So I decided to leave. But the issue was that my husband and I, even though we are like at, you know, getting close to retirement age, that's kind of a personal question. It's kind of personal, and I'm married, so it's been a really long time since I've dated anybody. I appreciate you wanting to know more information, but you know, that's not why I'm here, but thanks for hanging out. So we are close to retirement age, but we're raising a grandson. And when I left my job, my little grandson was 1.5 years. Now he's 3. And so when I left, I knew I needed to find a way in order to provide. Like, my husband was trying to retire, which is great. Like, he has a great retirement, but we weren't counting on raising a grandson. And so I knew I wanted to find something where I could work from home. And in my mind, I was just going to get a job. I was going to work for someone else and do something at home. But I actually was able to, you know, kind of come across ways to earn from home where I could actually have my own business and be my own boss, and that I could structure my hours around my grandson. And that's kind of what I'm doing today, because he's home and I have my 6-year-old grandson with me today also. And so I'm like, well, I'm going to go live, but I'm going to go live outside. So maybe they can, maybe they can like not realize I'm gone for a bit. I don't know how long that's going to last. So I may have to, y'all may have to kind of watch me corral the grandsons here in just a little bit. Can you tell me a bit about the natural therapy patch? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, actually, I have one on right here. I call it my magic patch, and it is phototherapy. And it's actually, if I can get it off, see, they stick really good. It's actually reflective. It's non-transdermal. And what non-transdermal means is that there's no chemicals. There's nothing going into my body, like no stimulants, no caffeine, no medications, nothing like that. It's reflective. And so inside the little white part, there's actually little crystals that reflect your body's wavelength. Like, we all have wavelengths of light. So it's your own body's wavelength of light, and it reflects it. It takes it and reflects that light back into your body, and it changes the wavelength just a little bit in order to stimulate stem cells. So it helps to regenerate stem cells. And we know, right, stem cells, that's what helps our body to heal. The stem cells is what targets whatever's going on in our body in order to help whatever needs help, whether it's your eyes. I mean, we've had people give testimonials who wore glasses and their eyesight was terrible, and wearing our patches, their eyesights have improved so much they don't have to wear glasses anymore. We've had people who have so much inflammation in their bodies and they wear the patches and they get off their medications, or they get their medication, the dosages reduced so that they don't have to take such high doses of the medications. So that's what the phototherapy patches are about. They're amazing. And if you want to, I have it in my, and I'll link it in this live once I get off, and I have it linked in all my videos, where you can go and set up a time with me, and we can even talk about it like face to face, where you can tell me about your issues. Like, what is it that you have going on? Do you just want to sleep better? Do you want to reduce the inflammation? Are you having aches and pains? Are you having trouble with mental clarity? Things like that. And then figure out which one is going to work for you. And I can kind of point you in the right direction of what may work for you. Yeah. You're not alone in that, Sagar, not at all. There's a lot of people out there that have all kinds of issues. And honestly, inflammation is huge. Inflammation is what tends to be the root of so many problems, health issues, health conditions with people. And then, of course, you dig deeper, and inflammation is a lot of times due to, things that we're consuming, especially sugars. Like, sugar is just so bad for us on so many levels. I am not here because I'm not perfect, right? I eat and drink things that I shouldn't, and I don't get as much exercise as I should at times. I mean, I try to live well, but I'm not perfect. So I'm not someone who's going to be real harsh on you and say, you have to do this, you have to give this up, and I'm not like that. Like, if I can just get some benefits by wearing a patch, and it helps me, and it helps, like my grandson. I've been patching both of my grandsons now the last few days because they've been getting that cough, and I think it's allergies, because it's just that time of year where stuff starts blowing around in the air. And I noticed they both started coughing after playing real hard this past weekend. So I've been patching them up, and they're getting better. So they really do work. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. And, so that maybe, is that your diagnosis that's causing your eye issues? Because there's a lot that comes with that diagnosis. And I want to tell y'all, like, Usually I promote my patches on a different platform. Well, you know which one, Sagar, because they don't get it in India. That platform. And I have to be really careful, like what I say and how I say it. So, like, I have to use certain words and I can't use certain other words. And I'm not sure about YouTube. Like, I'm not real sure how strict they are. Just saw a toy stuck in my roof. I don't know how it got up there. One of the boys have been up to something. But I have to be real careful because I don't know exactly what I can say over here on YouTube on lives. Now, I know with the videos how to do it, but on my lives, I have to be really careful. So if I don't want to say that diagnosis out loud. Which one? Amazon? No, I promote it on TikTok. Now, on Amazon, one of the things that we've been hearing, because the company that I work for, you get these patches from the company. Like, it literally, let's say you decided to purchase them, you're going to purchase them through me, but I don't keep them, right? They're going to come from the company and go directly to you. But there are people out there who have patches that are either this type of patch that's similar or this same exact brand, and they're selling them on Amazon, but that's doing it illegally. They're not supposed to be doing that, and they jack the price up. Walmart is another one who's been selling them. You can't do that. And again, it's just people out there being very unethical, and you're just not supposed to do it, and they could get into a lot of trouble, legally a lot of trouble, for doing it also. So just be careful if you run across them on Amazon or at Walmart online. It's not like in a store, it's online through Walmart. And because it's either not the real product or it's very jacked up prices. And so just be very careful with that. Yeah, I knew you told me that last time that it's banned in India. I didn't realize that, but now I do. Now I just didn't realize. It makes sense because I know that it's banned in some countries, and of course here they're trying to get it banned also. I don't know that that'll ever happen, but you never know. I didn't think the whole world was shut down either, and it did 5 years ago. So anyway, but yeah, that's the phototherapy patches. They're amazing. So schedule some time with me if you want to talk about them. And then, so the reason that I started in the online space was to get my time back with my grandson and to find a way to earn. I wanted to find a way to earn. Like, I'm not one that likes to just sit and do nothing. I like being productive. I like being proud of myself. I like to be able to say, hey, I did this. And when I left dentistry, I didn't know anything else. I didn't know how to do anything else. But I knew I could learn. And so that's what I did. And I went online and I learned. And now I'm here to teach you guys how to do it also. If you want to, if you're someone out there and you're like, hey, I think I want to try something different. I want to enjoy what I do because this is fun to me. And you can kind of work it however you want. You do have to be consistent. I mean, it's not something that's really easy. It's very simple. Like the way you do it is very simple, but you do have to kind of have drive. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to be willing to go on a camera and talk to people, and then have, sometimes people that they either are very critical or they just are inappropriate. The boys just saw me through the window, so Lord knows it may get loud here in just a little bit. But you just have to get out of your comfort zone. But once you get out of your comfort zone, it's not difficult. It's not hard to do. The other thing that's important, I want you guys to understand, is be yourself. That's the biggest thing, is to be real. Because the organic content, that is so huge right now. I mean, for years now, you go to YouTube, and YouTube was always thought of as that place where you got to learn all the stuff. You got to learn how to use all the equipment in order to make your videos, and how to edit the videos, and how to make the creative thumbnails and how to, get the SEO keywords. Yeah, that stuff is important, especially the thumbnails and the keywords, the SEO. You got to kind of understand that, right? Because you want people to be able to find you. But like, I don't use any fancy equipment, and the people that I follow on YouTube don't use fancy equipment. Now, I do follow a couple of people who do that, but that's what they are teaching. That's what they're showing you on YouTube. Like, they're teaching you about the equipment and what it does and how it works and how to use the different what do you call them, like the different apps and the different things in order to like edit and do all that. They're showing you how to do all that, but you don't have to do that, right? Getting rid of comfort zone is quite a daunting task once you, yes, I agree, because and it's always something, or at least that's my experience, is that it's always something that you're having to get out of your comfort zone about. Like, you, for instance, when I first started creating videos, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna make a video, and it took me forever. Like, I would redo them over and over and over and over because I was trying to make them perfect, and trying to fix my hair and make sure my makeup was good and all that. Nobody really cares about that. Once you realize, like, nobody cares about that. What they care about is, can you help them? What you're saying, can you help them? What is it that you have to offer that can help them? That's what people are looking for. So it doesn't really matter, like, how perfect you're trying to be. Number one, nobody can be perfect, but it's not about that. And so once I realized that, I was like, all right. But then it was like, oh, I need to go live. Now I got to do something else where I'm going to get out of my comfort zone. And then it became, oh, I'm going to help other people and actually, like, be a coach. I got to get out of my comfort zone there. So it's like, I feel like it's always evolving into getting out of your comfort zone. And that's really a good thing, because that means you're growing. It means that you're growing, you're learning, you're expanding yourself, you're opening up yourself to more opportunities. And more opportunities means more time freedom, more income coming in. So, that's what I'm all about. I'm all about that passive income and getting it coming in for my family. There are a lot of productive, creative videos on your channel. I visited a few days back. I will watch them someday. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. Yeah, my channel, when I first started my YouTube channel, which I've had a YouTube account for a very long time, but I didn't actually start using it until maybe a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago or so. It hasn't been that long. And I was just kind of using it to put stuff out there. I didn't really know what I was doing. And honestly, I'm still learning. I feel like it's a constant learning. You're always learning. But I just recently started realizing, like, I need to be more clear on my messaging. And so that lately, that's what I've been working on, is my messaging, to make sure that you guys know that I am here in order to teach you how to kind of redesign your life after you've after you're over 50. Yeah, they're banging on the windows inside. It's like, do I let them out? Should I let them out? And then they're just going to go crazy, and then I have a lot on my hands then. I don't know. This is my life, y'all. Like, I mean, you don't have to have a perfect life. Hang on, I am going to go tell them to stop banging on the window. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I don't want to have to deal with a broken window. No, he's not alone. No, he's with his brother. I have the 3-year-old is mine. We adopted him, so he's mine. The 6-year-old, he's actually almost 7, is he lives with his dad. Which that's something I'm also going to be kind of getting into with you guys, so that you know my story a little bit more about, while we're raising a grandson. Um, and I had a lady that I was hoping was going to be on today that I could actually go into that with more detail, because she is someone who is raising a grandchild. And I had still have another account on TikTok that is for kind of building my community of people who are raising grandchildren. And it's kind of like I want to have a community for that also, but I don't want to be so segmented. Like, I don't want to have this community here and for people raising their grandchildren, and then this community over here for people who are trying to, reinvent themselves after 50. And then, I just want it to kind of all flow. And I don't want to have my phototherapy people community here. Like, I want it because they can all benefit from the same thing, right? Everybody can benefit from learning how to reinvent themselves, learning how to earn an income online, learning how to have passive income, whether you're a grandparent or not, whether you are wanting the phototherapy patches or not. Everybody can relate to that. So that's why I'm just trying to bring everybody here to this platform, and I'll talk about it all. I'll talk about everything over here. But yeah, he's inside with his brother. It's just that the 7-year-old is not real good about telling the 3-year-old, like, stop. He just laughs at him and thinks it's funny. And so that's what they were doing. My little one was banging his feet on the window, and the 7-year-old was laughing at him. So anyway, that's why I just had to tell him to quit banging his feet on the window. Otherwise I'm going to be replacing a window. But so you don't have to have anything special. Like, you don't have to have special equipment. You don't have to have any special knowledge. You just have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. You got to be willing to learn. You got to be willing to take a chance on yourself. Yeah. So the biggest thing is getting over the fear. And once you're over the fear, then, and you just don't care what people think, then you just do it. You just go. So, okay, so even, I guess I am going to go a little bit into the whole grandparent thing, grandparent raising grandchildren a little bit today, since that's kind of what I was talking about just now. And that is an area that is obviously me. And this is why I do it, right? It all boils down to the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing here online is in order to provide for my grandson and my other grandkids. But my grandson that we have, I mean, we are his only source. We are his parents. We adopted him a year and a half ago, and his parents are just not in the picture. And we are his parents. So this is why I do it. This is why I'm here. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I want other people who are in my situation or are in similar situations of not liking their jobs, not being happy in a career and you're staying in it because you don't know anything else. That's what I did. Or maybe you lost a job and you don't know what you're going to do. Young people, when they lose jobs, they can get another job easily. But when you're over 50 and you lose your job, there's no one really out there looking to hire you. Number one, yes, you have the knowledge, but then you're also expecting better pay. You're expecting the level of pay that you left your job with, right? And most of the time, people who are hiring, they're not going to want to hire someone over 50 at that level of pay when they can hire a 25-year-old less and teach them and train them and shape them in the way they want. So it's unfortunate, but that's just the reality of it. Adopting child, cumbersome or easy task there? I think there are lots of formalities to do. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It took a year and a half because we had him from the time he was born. We brought him home at 8 days old, and my husband and I, when I say we, it's my husband and I, you know, we brought him home at 8 days old, and they told us it'll take a year or more, because and right away I said, we're adopting him like that. And they're looking at me like, you're crazy. Like, our end goal is reunification with his birth parents. And I'm like, that's not going to happen. Like, you know, I get it that that's your protocol, but, you know, I know my daughter. I didn't know birth daddy. I had no idea, still don't know who he is. I know the name, but I don't know who he is. So I knew my daughter wasn't going to be able, and I knew she wasn't going to come around, and I knew that that wasn't going to happen. So immediately I said, and my husband, we're adopting. And they're like, whoa, lady, back up. You know, we're reunifying this baby. We're trying everything we can to reunify with the birth parents. And I'm like, fine, do whatever you're supposed to do. In the meantime, we had to jump through hoops. We had to, every month, we had multiple people in our homes checking everything. They were checking to make sure we had everything locked up as far as like knives. You know, do you have guns in the house? We're in Texas. Everybody has guns. You know, I know you're in India. I don't know how it is over there, Sagar, but everybody in Texas has guns. Like, I hear people talk all the time about things going on, and it's like, you don't do that in Texas. We take care of our own here. So anyway, everything was checked. Everything had to be locked up. The vitamins, the medications. Every month they were here to check him to make sure he was safe. And I get it. I understand all of it. But it's like, he's our grandson. And we had to go through everything that a regular, like any person that wanted to adopt, like, be like a, what is it called? It was called, gosh, I've already forgotten. I can't believe that. Like, if you want to be a foster parent, that's what I was trying to say. So like, if you want to be a foster parent, we had to go through all the trainings, all the classes, pay all the fees. We had to have everything checked everything in our house had to be checked. Everything on the outside of our house had to be checked. So yeah, it was a big deal, and it took a year and a half, and then the adoption was final. So we have been very blessed in it all. But yeah, it is a big deal. It is a big deal. Yeah, his biological parents is our daughter. My daughter is his biological mom, and then her boyfriend, whatever you want to call him. I don't think they're together anymore, but he never tested. They literally knocked on his door with the social worker and the person to test, whatever they're called, and he didn't answer the door. So he's never actually been proven to be the father, but he probably is. But yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that comes with raising a grandchild, because he's 3, and there's, what do you tell them as they get older? It's very difficult. It's very difficult because, you don't, I was adopted as a baby, and it is something that you deal with growing up, because you're different. You're always different. That's never going to change. You're abandoned, plain and simple. You're abandoned, and that's always with you. I mean, you outgrow it as far as like you function and you get past it, but children, it's a little different, like, because I can remember being a child and feeling different and feeling like I look different. I am different. I'm not really a part of this family, even though I am a part of the family. And, it just kind of breaks my heart for him. But he's beautiful, and he's probably into something right now that he's not supposed to be. But it's just part of it. It's just part of it. Yeah, it's absolutely the hardest thing you can ever do, right? It's the hardest thing you can ever do. Yes, there's just a lot of little detailed things, yes. But so we ended up adopting him at a year and a half. We brought him home at 8 days old, and it's our daughter's child. She just she has addiction issues, and she just couldn't do it. She still can't do it, and that's okay. I mean, now we don't expect her to. I mean, we really never expected her to, but he's better off where he is now. So that's why I do what I do, is because I want to make sure he's provided for. I want to make sure that after I'm gone, he's still provided for. And that's what this does, guys. That's what this does. Is it's actually, I mean, think about it. How many times have you watched videos that are from 5 years ago, or even further back, like years ago? And you watch them, and you watch them again, especially if you have kids. They watch those videos over and over and over and over. And all I can think of is that, like, I can tell that video is an old video. Like, those kids in that video are now probably grown with kids of their own. And it's still being played over and over and over. That is the passive income that I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You just have to know how to do it. You just have to get out there and learn and want to do it. So that's why I'm here, is to show you guys how to get to that dream life that you're looking for, how to reinvent yourself so that you don't have to continue to go to that job, work long hours for someone else to get to their dream, for someone else to reach their goals. Do it for you. Do it for yourself. Do it for your family. And that's what this is about. So I started doing these lives over here. I was doing lives over on a different platform, but I started doing lives over here just in order to bring start to get me a community going over here on YouTube, and to kind of introduce myself to you guys. And, if you have questions, please ask me. That's what I'm here for. Sagar, I appreciate you, because I know, I love answering questions, and I love getting to know people. So I appreciate you being here again and asking questions. That's great. And that's what I'm here for. I'm just trying to grow my community, because I want to help people. I just want to show you how to do this also. So once I kind of get established here and people know me, then that's when I'm going to start my coaching. And the coaching, once I get it a little bit more planned and structured, then I'm going to share more of that with y'all. But for now, I'm just going to come on every week and talk. For now, I'm doing it on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I may throw in another day, another day during the week. But for now, I'm just doing it one day a week. And I don't know, just kind of see how that goes. And then once I can kind of get my community established, then I'm going to start the coaching and start kind of really training you guys on how to do it, how to get there. So, but in the meantime, I'm having tons of fun doing these lives. I love it. And I'm still going to do lives even after I start the coaching. I'm still going to do the lives, because this is just what it's about, getting to know people. But before I can start jumping into the coaching, I need to grow over here on this platform. And it's hard to get people to change platforms, right? I had started my people raising grandchildren community on the school platform, but man, I had a really hard time getting people to change from a social media platform to a school platform. Yes, I know I can do like a Facebook group. I'm just not big on Facebook. I don't, it's just not my place. It's not my thing. So that's why I decided to go with YouTube. I decided, you know what, this YouTube is the place, second largest search engine next to Google, and this is where people are looking to have their problems solved. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go to YouTube, because I feel like that's more me and more my style. And the more I look around, it's like, yes, absolutely, because I see people out there that are doing what I call organic content. And that's my vibe. That's what I like. I'm not into the real structured, you know, the music. You got the music and you got the blinky stuff and you've got the cool zips in and zips out. You know, all that's entertaining, but for me it's just more about the person and what they're saying, and can I benefit from that? That's just how I look at it. So, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today and letting me be here with you in your space. Yes, I agree. I agree, Sagar. I think it is too. I think that here, because again, this is where people are looking for help, whatever it is, you know, whether it's help with a recipe or help fixing their washing machine, or help because they want to know how to build a funnel for their business, or they want to learn how to build a website or whatever. People are looking for help on this platform, and that's why I thought this is the place for me. So this is how I ended up here, and I'm loving it. So I'm gonna hop off, guys. Thanks for letting me hang out with you, and I will be back again next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. If I decide sooner, I don't know when I'm gonna start doing it on another day. It may be after the summer, just because of stuff that I have going on. But I think I'm gonna try to go live maybe twice a week, but I want to do them different. Like I want to have this live for this and this live for that, so that it's maybe not so. I don't know. I hadn't quite figured that out, but that's what I'm doing. I'm figuring it out, and that's what you can do also. You don't have to have it all planned out and perfect before you start, because you know what? If you do wait for it to be perfect, you will never start. So just do it. Do it messy. Do it real. Just go do it. That's the important thing, is to start. So on a Sunday, you think, Sagar, is that a good day for you on a Sunday, like a Sunday afternoon? I could maybe do that. I could maybe do a Sunday afternoon. Well, I'll see. I'll see what happens. If you will get the time on Sunday, that's a good time for you. Yeah, I think that a weekend day would probably be better, just because this is a weekday and I know that people work during the day. And what is your time there? Like, what time is it there? It's almost 2 o'clock here. What time is it there for you? How far are are you a day ahead of us, or like time ahead of us by however long? I'm not quite sure. Yeah, oh my gosh, you're in the middle of the night. Okay. Yeah. I gotcha. All right, so I am gonna hop off. Thanks for letting me hang out with you guys, but don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and also just do it for you. You know, if you're not liking your job, or if you lost your job, because there's a lot of companies that are laying off their whole, you know, they're closing their stores down, right? So many people are being left without jobs. And if you're someone that thinks that you can't do this, you absolutely can. If you think you're too old, you're not. If you think you don't know enough, all you got to do is learn, because that's what I've done. And it's not hard. You just have to get out of your comfort zone. So yeah, it does vary. It does vary. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys, and I will talk to you soon.